Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the DNAnime podcast. It's me, Beautiful Crow, and I'm here with my co-host Vic Seal, and we are here with the 8th episode of the greatest anime podcast on Twitch. Just don't look at any numbers, don't look at anything, don't research anything. I don't know why I keep going with this show, but we are back. How you doing today, Vix?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm excited to get us talking about all of the available mothers around throughout the series that we've grown up with for who knows how long, however long you've been watching anime for. So we're all excited to get it going. We have our own list here of our 5 anime mothers that we will each go over as we go through this podcast. And since this is a special episode of the podcast, we'll be continuing to interact with chat about the available mothers that we will go over in this episode.
I damn sure thought you was going to say Ani-milfs. Like, whoa!
No, I made like 3 anime-mother puns already, so like I'm good.
I'm good. We filled the quota. But yeah, so again, when I was doing a little bit of research for this, because again, it's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. So I hope you guys are having a good one. It'll probably be a little bit after Mother's Day when the podcast is out there. But for everybody who's here with us live, happy Mother's Day. But yeah, when I was doing research for, the best moms in anime, because again, I watched anime since I was a kid. So some of these anime mothers raised me as well while I was watching TV. But no, I was doing research. I was just like, oh yeah, most moms just eat shit and die in anime.
It was very difficult finding a bunch that were both relevant and still around. The still around part became a secondary option.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, we don't really need that's optional. Because
let's try to get an anime in this next couple of years where the mother's death isn't the character development. All right, let's go that way.
Yeah, let's do that. Come on, man, Japan, get it together.
They ain't always gotta die.
Yeah, a character could be motivated by, I don't know, his own personal goals. But I think we went through the top anime out there in the world to find with a fine-tooth comb to find the best memes that we can see. So we're gonna be talking about them. So I guess might as well hop directly into it. Do you want to go first?
All right, I will go with my first one, and I picked this one specifically because I knew that you wouldn't know who this was because you've told me that you haven't watched this yet. The mother from Silent Voice.
Oh yeah, I haven't watched that.
That was
I did see it a lot on the list.
She is such a good mom. Like as a mother, she's not present in the entire film, but she leaves such an impression that it's like you feel for her. She's like incredibly relatable to if you growing up, if your mom worked really hard or made a bunch of sacrifices and you took note of it, then she's very relatable. You recognize it. They make it a point that she is not well off, but does everything she can to raise a good child. And that's her whole thing. And she's very human, not even an anime mom, but she's a very real person. She reacts like a real person would. She tries to give out messages like a real person would. She tries to teach lessons to her son like a real person would. There's no crazy anime fight scene that triggers a flashback that makes somebody grow in that way. She actually has to be a mom to get her point across. And they do a very good job. I didn't listen to the English version, but the Japanese version nailed her emotions. It strikes you right in the soul, right through the heart when she cries, or when she has to apologize to one of her son's classmates' moms. She ends up getting her earring ripped out, and she just she does what moms do, and they just grin and bear it. And it's you see it and you're like, damn, that sucks. And so she leaves such a good lasting impression. It's that's what you want from your mom. You want your mom to make you want to do better. And I think she does a good job of doing that.
Yeah, I haven't watched A Silent Voice. As you know, I've been trying to slowly but surely watch a bunch of anime films that are highly acclaimed that I haven't had an opportunity to watch. That's on my list. And again, like I said, when I was researching and looking through, trying to remember all the ghosts that we have on our list, because I don't know nothing. I don't know what happens to her, but a lot of the anime moms that I was looking at, they're not around anymore. But yeah, that sounds like what you would like. You know, you want to support a parent, you want somebody that's going to be there, but also be tough and firm with you, and as well as defend you while you're going through tough situations. I'm looking forward to watching it. I'm looking very much forward to watching it. But I guess
you watched the entire film of A Silent Voice on TikTok? How?
I mean,
going back to being the old anime fans watching it in parts, taken to the extreme 90-part anime movie.
Yeah, I know. Like on YouTube, you would always get like the 3-part, like part 1, part 2, part 3, but in part 2 is like gone due to copyright reasons or whatever. But yeah, I have watched films on TikTok. I've seen Across the Spider-Verse like 1,000 times because you'll just be scrolling through TikTok and it's like, oh, the next part.
It's just like a live of it.
Pretty much. Or getting banned. I mean, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
But yeah, I gotta watch A Silent Voice.
All right, let's hear what your first one would be.
All right, so my first one, I'm sticking to my theme of shonen, but my first anime mom is Inko Midoriya.
I almost added her too, and I was like, no, I bet he's got her. I was like, I'm gonna glaze over that one.
Midoriya's mom, she's the best. Like, she's one of the reasons why I started watching anime, right? Because the first episode where you're kind of going through like Deku's like origin and history, how he's a kid and he loved All Might. He's watching that video of All Might coming out the burning building, and it's just like Zuko with his All Might onesie and his mom sitting right there, and they're just like staring at the TV and be like, "Oh no, All Might's in danger!" And he comes out, he's like, "I am here," and he's smiling. The mom, you know, Inko is standing right next to Midoriya, and Midoriya's like a little kid just getting all hyped because his favorite hero's doing heroic stuff on TV. And then one of my favorite things is, you know, my favorite meme and it's like my favorite emote on this damn platform is Izuku doing the headbanging thing as a kid. Like he's in a chair just watching the video over and over again.
He just found out that he was not going to be a hero, so he was just like,
well, no. The when he's like going crazy over the video.
Oh,
but then we'll
okay,
also get to that. Yeah, that was great. But then it was extra sad when he finds out from the doctor, he's like, yeah, you don't have a quirk. You're worthless. And you just see how heartbroken he is. And his mom, like Inko, is just right next to him and just hugging him and crying. Like, I'm so sorry.
As a parent in that show, like, what do you do at that point? Like, she offered as much support as she could give him, and she was very protective.
This meant everything. Yeah, she knew that this meant everything. Yeah, which is really that's another part that I want to get into, right? So that's all like kid. Well, I guess he's technically still a kid, but little baby boy, toddler Midoriya. But, you know, as he grows up, you know, she's there with him and being like, oh, I want to support him and make sure he's good in school or whatever like that. I don't know if she ever fucking did anything about Bakugo, because I feel like Bakugo was tormenting this kid forever, but whatever.
And she's like ignored it. It's like, you guys are kids will be kids, you know.
Kids will be kids. Get tough. But no, like as Midoriya grows up and he's just like, I can't be a hero. He's going through all the stuff. But then he obviously gets a quirk from his hero All Might. And like he gets to have all his dreams come true. And his mom is like, you can go to UA. And she's like, oh my God, you got a quirk. And she's supporting him. And it's great. And I love her. Like whenever it goes back to her.
She almost didn't let him go though, if you remember.
Yeah, which is what I like. Yeah,
she was like the last mom, very human. She had to transition from protecting her quirkless child to essentially allowing the next hero.
Yep.
And that was hard. Like she grew up, or she had him grow up thinking he was going to be a hero. And then over the next however many years it was, she had to get used to him not having a quirk. And then suddenly he's able to be like the next top tier hero. And that's a transition that's just like, it's hard to come to terms with when you only have like, I found out right now.
Yeah, I mean, it all happens very fast, and it's just like, oh, now I'm going to the Hero Academy. Oh, now he got powers. Oh no, and you know, all this stuff happens, and she, you know, relents. She lets Deku go.
Was determined to say no at the beginning, all the way up till All Might came in.
Well, so that was the thing, because like I love whenever they go back, because the scene where All Might comes to his home, and she's just like, my son got injured. These like it was like later in the season, but they're like, son got injured. The villains attacked the school. You're the greatest hero, but you couldn't protect my son. He's not going. And then All Might having to get on his like hands and knees.
Yeah.
You know, and pretty much be like, I will. What's that called? I will die.
Nagaza? Is that what it's called? The begging for permission form.
Yeah. So he got on all fours. He was like, I will die protecting your son. I will give my
Yeah.
life for your son. And that's when she's like, all right, I'll let him go back. Because like when that happened in anime, I was just like, oh damn. Because she was like, no, I'm not letting my son go back. And I was just like, and
The funny
Midori
part,
just
though,
sitting
is
there
that
like, oh shit.
kind of sucked at that part though.
Oh, he did suck. He was constantly breaking his arms and breaking his ass.
No, All Might was like almost unable to help every time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he was going through his own shit.
yeah. I mean, it definitely didn't make it easy. They were specifically planning for him, but they kept attacking Deku all the time, and it was like, hey, All Might, where you at, man? Show up.
And as a good mom, she thought of her son first. She was like, I know it's your dream. I know it's everything that you want. I know you're getting trained by your hero.
But it's dangerous, and I don't know if I can let you.
Yeah, and that means that she cares because she knows how much this shit means to her son. She was there, like, excited when he was a kid, sad and broke down for him when he didn't have a quirk, was there to support him when he was going to UA. And, seeing the reality of it, she was just like, I don't know if I want to see my son hurt. I don't know if I want to see my son die. You're finding out about it on the news, just because he has this aggrandized ideal of his best, the top number one hero that he idolizes. I don't want to see him die for that. And if I have to, I'll be the thing that crushes your dreams if it means it keeps you safe. Those are the tough decisions that you have to make as a parent, man. You have to make those tough decisions. And I really like a character whenever they go back to her. I always love seeing her because I'm just like, oh, she has all this history and she's alive. And then also like, that's a good one.
Yeah. My choice was also still alive.
Yeah.
So.
And then I also just love her and All Might's interactions. Like after she finds out that he's Skinny Might, and they like have these little weird interactions.
They didn't like throw her to the wayside either. Like she comes back.
Yeah, she shows up every now and again,
and she gets to see like how Deku like grew back or when the like world is falling apart.
Yep.
And she's like,
it's nice to be able to see.
When I saw her out in the crowd, I was like, she's probably thinking to herself, this is exactly what I was talking about. You up there broken, beaten, and fucked up. I knew it. Get your ass back to your room.
Yeah, that's the thing. But, just seeing, your parent be proud of you. I mean, that's an important thing. But yeah, that's why she's my number one. She's my number one. But yeah, Vix, who is your next meme?
All right, my next one. This is the one that I believe is probably also on your list.
Okay, I'm excited. I want to see.
Your Forger.
Okay, so I thought about putting Yor, right? And I love Yor. I love her to death. I think she's amazing. But I was like, she ain't got enough time. She ain't got enough time in the tank. I do love Yor. She's awesome. And I love how she's a mom to Anya. Like, again, I love Spy Family so much, but I was I'm not going to put Yor in there.
She's like a good mother figure. This was actually not the one that I was talking about for my mother figure, so I actually have two.
Okay.
But she is a good, like, mother figure. She's kind of like a klutz, which is weird considering she's like an assassin. But
yeah, they were like, we got to make her adorable somehow.
She does worry about like human things like mothers would for their children, and she does try to do the right thing for Anya like all the time. Obviously, this one is a little bit more like inhuman in scale, because their telepathic daughter will just disappear at random, and then she has to go save her using her assassin abilities. That shit is like, it's so funny though. Like she as a person is a good person, and she's trying, and that's what I feel like makes her a good mother figure, is that she's trying. She's not the greatest at doing all of her like normal life things. But
she can't cook, she can't clean, she can't.
Yeah,
she can clean, but she just suck at cooking.
But it's all about the nurturing, though. She's making,
like she has another role to play.
Yeah.
See, they break in gender norms, man, and that's great. My family's like so fucking good, dude.
It broke my heart to find out the author didn't like the characters. The author who wrote Spy Family, he said that he didn't like the characters that he wrote. He wrote them like that because he knew that was what other people wanted.
Because he had a couple of failed mangas, and he was like, I'm just going to make something that's going to be popular.
And I was like, damn.
And then he made something that became incredibly popular.
You ain't even the mother of your own anime.
I know. It's fucked up. It's so good, though. I love Spy Family, but literally knowing that kind of like jaded I guess like
Yeah, it
how the
stings a
show is
little because it's
viewed.
like
Yeah,
we all love the characters. If for somehow the characters feel like there's a lot of love poured into them, but to hear that from the author is like, damn.
it's the same thing
Did you
with,
feel like that?
this is off topic. It's off topic, but fucking Gege Akutami with Gojo, like he hates Gojo so much. He's just like, I really
That
don't
makes
like
more
him.
sense though. Like the whole story's not written around Gojo. He's just kind of like
I
in it.
know, but he's just like, he's so powerful. I gotta fucking figure out how to write him. But I was like, damn. But yeah, it's funny when you get like little tidbits of that. That's not something I really like took into account when it comes to like making something. Like, I hate my own creation.
Yeah, it's like you assume that they're not going to sink a lot of time into it if they don't like it. So
Yeah, but that's what the people want. You got to give the people what they want.
the
But
real
no, yours is
entertainers.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love yours so much, and I feel like I wish that they would do more stuff. Like Marvelous just said in chat, the birthday episode where she got drunk was fucking awesome. Like watching her like go all crazy, as well as a fight Lloyd was so much fun.
That was cool. Yeah. They actually in the last season, she does get to do like a bunch of assassin stuff. Like with her
perfect. I need to rewatch
organization.
it.
So like she gets a really sick fight in there.
Okay,
Pretty fucking dope.
I know like a lot of people were complaining about that, being like she doesn't do any assassin
let him
shit.
cook. You gotta let him cook a little bit. You gotta give him some backstory first, then you can get to the ass kicking. If they just come out the gate swinging, then it's gonna be like the end of Shield Hero season 1, where you're just like, I got what I wanted. Done.
I mean, yeah. Oh, that would be a good mom. The queen was also a Shield Hero. She raised a terrible daughter, but you know.
I was like, is she a good mom? She doesn't do anything motherly. She expresses some degree of concern for one of the two daughters.
Yeah.
And it's like I get you're the queen, but aside from you just being like, my one good daughter needs to grow better, then she just like passes her off to the Shield Hero and is like, go do it. Is she a good mom? Probably not. Is she a good person?
Probably not.
Potentially.
No, she just an honorable mention. That's all I'm saying. She ain't on my list. Honorable mention. You know what I mean? Honorable mention.
Honorable mention. Honorable mention. I don't even think I would put her on the list because she barely interacts with her own children. One of them is just like the scum of the earth, and the other one is basically just like kind of there.
Yeah.
Sora says she did redeem herself by almost sentencing her husband and eldest daughter to death. How does that redeem her?
I was like, is that a good thing? I'll kill my family.
Yes. I have been a terrible mother. I will kill my husband and oldest daughter. That doesn't
season 1 of
Shield
Hero. It redeemed the Shield Hero.
Yeah, she was going to off her daughter, which is definitely not something a mother would do. And then it was Shield Hero who was like, you know what? We're just gonna call her a bitch forever.
Yeah. season 1 is amazing.
Officially, legally, and if you don't, then you die.
Yeah, dude, so good. I love season 1 of Shield Hero. I will at some point catch up, but season 1 was just so good.
But yeah, Yor as a mother figure, she does really good. And then like in the like school interview, she is also like a good mother. I don't want to say fill-in, but like she does act very motherly when they're trying to take jabs at Anya, and then when they finally get her and she cracks, and Anya or Yor is like, all right, well, I'm gonna rip your throat out. It's gonna be awesome.
Yeah, dude, that was so awesome. One of my favorite moments is when she's teaching her the fucking dodgeball like shot.
Oh yeah,
I love that so much. I love how Lloyd is so smart and he's such a good spy, but for some reason he can't figure out Yor. She's an assassin just living in his house, and she's like inhumanly strong, and he'll make note of it. You're like, damn, why are you so strong?
I mean, he's aware that she's like ridiculously strong, but seeing some of the things that she does, you would never think she's an assassin. Like, she falls over all the time.
True. It's the love that's blinding them. But yeah, Spy Family is awesome, but I love that. I love the whole payoff of Anya trying to use the dodgeball shot. And she's like winding back and she's doing all the shit. The whole universe
they do like
expanded.
The whole fucking background change and everything just for her to chuck it at the floor. I was like, oh my god, that shit was so funny.
I died
Spy Family
laughing.
is like so memeable. I have on my channel, I gotta redeem. It's over one. That it's just the fucking dog thinking that he's gonna die because he's gonna eat yours food.
Dude, so good. Yours the best. I love her so much. She's so cool. I love a strong woman in my anime, and she's fucking an awesome assassin. I just love the whole family dynamic. It's a ton of fun. Again, I was reading Spy Family, Sakamoto Days, and Kaiju number 8 all when they dropped on Shonen Jump Plus. I would highly recommend them all.
I haven't got
Even
to
though
read
Spy
it yet.
Family's, you haven't got to read Spy Family?
No, I was able to just be like, I'll wait for the next season, but
Yeah.
one of these days I'll probably just be like, I need something to read, and then it'll just show up on my feed, and I'll just start reading it.
Because I was reading it, then the anime got announced, and I was just like, "Oh, well, I'll wait for the anime to come out then." And then I just started watching anime, and then now I'm behind on everything. So I'll get back to it. But all right, we'll be going to my next mother. I think it's my
Your second.
second one. Oh, it is my second one. Okay, perfect. So my second one will be. You know what? Like, I'm picking through my list again. I made 10 because I was like, I would have make a list. So my next one will be Rim from Trigun. So you may not know, or I don't know. You didn't watch the original Trigun, right?
No, I only watched Stampede.
You only watched Stampede. Okay. So Rim is in Stampede, I believe, and she's the one that raised Vash and Knives when they're in the space colony ship.
Okay,
right?
I think I know what you're talking about.
And she's like the mother figure for Vash. Now, you may say she's not a good mother figure because she did raise Vash.
Oh,
and
well,
Vash is
okay,
awesome.
so Vash came out great, and
Knives.
Knives, I don't think there was anything anybody could have done for Knives. I think he was destined to just be that guy.
But
She tried her darndest.
she tried. This motherfucker just crazy. Dude, I was watching old clips of Trigun the other day on TikTok.
He's like, from what I could tell, was basically just like, yeah, you're great and all, but fuck you, murder.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much.
Murder's cooler.
Oh, dude. Trigun is so good, but she was like trying to instill, because if you guys don't know, this is like a mild spoiler for Trigun. Again, the anime came out in the fucking 90s, and it's old as hell, but it's amazing. I would highly recommend Trigun. But essentially, Vash and Knives, the main character and his brother, they're not human. They're a different species. I don't remember if they have like an actual name, but they're used in the plants that are on the planet. So they power the plants that are on this desolate desert planet that pretty much bring vegetation to the planet, and they're kind of like used as batteries.
Yeah, they just called them plants in Stampede.
Yeah, I think they're just called plants. And then Vash and Knives are from that like race, but they're not in a plant and they're not used. So they're being taught and educated by Rim on how to be human and what it means to be human, even though they're different species. And that's where Vash instills like all of his views on humanity, as well as his pacifist like nature, is from the lessons that he learns from Rim, and that human life is sacred. Whereas Knives is kind of like the other half of the coin. He values nothing. He will kill anybody. He will fight anybody. He's like the reason why their mission almost failed, because it starts off, I guess, probably going to start off this way, but when you get Vash's flashback, they're like the human race has pretty much had to leave Earth to colonize another planet. And there's a couple of these ships that are being sent to a new planet to colonize with the plants to make it habitable for humans. They're on this whole mission. And then the mission is thrown off awry by Knives. And he almost gets everybody, like all the humans, murdered before they can go to the new planet. Rim saves it. And she imparts not just her, knowledge, her will with Vash to carry it on, because she sacrifices herself to save Vash as well as Knives, because they end up knocking him out. But she sacrifices herself to save humanity as well. And she's such an awesome character. She's fucking cool as hell. I love Trigun so much, and you can see all of the things that she did and how important she was for all of Vash's actions and everything that he has to go through. And like why he's a pacifist, even though it's bringing harm to himself, even though he sacrifices so much, but like the weight of everything that he went through and why he makes those decisions. And that's why Rim is the reason why Vash is such an amazing character, and why so many like moments in Trigun, the original series, mean so much, especially his inevitable conclusion and fight with Knives at the end of the series. It holds so much weight because everything that went into it is so good. And Vash having to kind of like come to grips with like, I gotta kill my brother. And he hasn't killed anybody in the show, under his own free will. There's other things that happen that is, he doesn't have any control over. But it's Trigun's amazing, dude. And Rim is like, she's not his actual mother, but by God damn it, she's an amazing mother figure.
Mother figures step up.
Yeah. So I love Trigun, and I wanted to put her on this list because, again, I love Trigun so much, man. And
it was honestly, it was never really on my list until Stampede, and then when Stampede came out, I only wanted to watch it because I wanted to see how they did their CG, and it was the first time that I felt like they did their CG in all of anime like really well. There was a few other series that were like, yeah, the CG worked out, but this was the one where it was like it felt natural. There was nothing like weird about it, and the fluidity of a lot of the movement felt a lot better than other ones. So it got me to stick with it. And watching that, Rem did show up in Stampede, but very briefly. We didn't get to know much about her, so I don't know how much. Like I knew Rem had this impact on Vash, but you couldn't really gauge how much. Like at least not as well as you could in the original series, from what I can gather, because a lot of it was just like hearsay in Stampede, where it was like, yeah, she taught me this, she taught me that, but we don't get to see anything. So
yeah, I think you get a full episode or two of everything in like their
and then like halfway at the or beginning ish of the second episode, when she like sacrifices herself, and then that's when like Knives like loses his fucking shit, and he's like, all right, just kill anybody who survives. Yeah,
man, fuck Knives. I hate him so much. Dude, he's such a piece of shit.
Dude, I was like, no way is that guy's name. His name is not actually Million Knives. What the fuck?
Yeah, his name is Million Knives.
And they kept calling him that, and I was like, what? There's no
man, it was
way.
the 90s. It was a different time, man. It was a different time.
But Vash had a cool name, you know, Vash, the humanoid typhoon.
Dude, so sick.
I thought Million Knives was like a moniker or something, but no, that's his name.
That's his name. Vash's full name is Valentines Nelly Zichtfaz Tickenborgold Gorgonbilia Blue Stradivari Talentrint Peri Alejandri Chartan Hamos Ivan Vinky Paul George Dalzell Kaiser III. That's Vash's full name. He says it, dude. Johnny Young Bosch, I give Johnny Young Bosch all the credit in the world because he pronounces Vash's whole name. It is so good.
The number of times he had to go over that, though, is probably like a ridiculous number.
But every time I see him at a convention, he does it all the time.
And you know, so good. The Japanese voice actor for Vash in Stampede is...
Oh, really? Your favorite voice actor?
Yeah, my guy. That's my guy. That definitely helped. Yeah. When I was like watching it, and I was like, is that? There it is. There was... This is off topic. I can always fucking tell when he is in the show. Like, always. Sometimes the most mind-boggling one I had for myself was actually in a video game where he was like an NPC and all he did was grunt. And I was like, that's... I looked it up and I was like, I knew it. You sly son of a bitch. You trying to get past me? Never.
I know your moans. But yeah, Max, it is real Char Aznavour vibes. Like Knives is from Gundam. I don't know if you ever seen it.
I'm not much of a
like
Mecha
the main
guy.
One from the old, I love Mecha. The old Gundam series. He was like the main thing to Amuro, the main villain. I guess kind of anti-hero. Char got it. Like his whole story is fucked, but it's really good. Really good. But yeah, that's my second, mama. Who's your third?
Mama number 3. So this is the other one. I'm gonna rearrange my own list right here. So number 3 is gonna be the other one that I assume that you probably would have on your list, and you're either gonna say, "Oh yeah," or you're gonna be like, "See, I was going to."
I'm like L. You like light. I'm thinking 2 steps ahead of you.
Kushina from Naruto.
Okay, yeah, I was going to.
I knew it.
The only reason why I didn't, I was just like, I want to put a bunch of dead people. Like every anime mom I was going to put is like,
hey, man,
she died.
My first 2 were alive, so.
I mean, well, yeah, my second one was dead, or she dies, but she's awesome. I had to put her on there. But yeah, I thought about Kushina because I love the moment.
Of the ones on my list, this is the only one that's dead.
Okay, I have. Okay, let me see. Trying to see. Okay, what? I got. It's weird. On my list, I got a couple people that's technically dead. Again, I'm not gonna do Bulma. Bulma's alive, but then like the future Bulma that I really like really shows her motherly ways. She dies because Goku Black murks ass.
Mama Bulma gone, but like Bulma's not.
Yeah, regular Bulma's alive. But anyway, yeah. So I thought about Kushina because I love the moment between her and Naruto when he finally gets to meet her. And I think she's awesome. I love the whole trope of guy who just wants to date his mom. Well, wait, wait. Let me explain. But like, like with Ichigo, like Orihime is kind of like his mom, so he's like, oh, I want a girl that's like my mom or whatever. And then Naruto, I guess, unknown to himself, even though it's kind of like a retcon. But Sakura's kind of like Kushina, so that's it kind of explains like why he was attracted
that's
to
why
her
I
when he
was like
kid.
watching through the show. I was like, it's got to be Sakura. Like it's got to be Naruto and Sakura. It's literally exactly what his dad said he should look for in a woman, and it was like that was what I was like that was exactly what that everything fell together, and it was like everything pointed to Sakura, and then it was just like Hinata, and I was like, well, I like Hinata.
Was like, yeah, Hinata wins. But Hinata is awesome. We know she gets fucking sidelined like crazy. But anyway, we'll talk about Kushina.
I like Kushina as like the mother. It was hard to put her on this list, mostly because she didn't get time to do like motherly things. Aside from like at the very beginning, she literally died saving her child. So like obviously that is good on the mother's part. So technically, she wouldn't have to do that. It was like a feat of extraordinary strength to even do that, considering she just had Kurama sucked out of her. Shouldn't have even been able to move, so her being able to get that far was impressive. But
that shit killed Gaara. Gaara ain't no slack. Yeah.
He was fucking dead on the ground. But when Naruto got to like speak with his mom, they had this like immediate connection, even though they had like never spoken to each other before, because Naruto was like a baby. And then when they got to speak, they were so much alike. Like they just like meshed. Like that would have been such a great, like you could tell how much love Kushina had for Naruto, even though they didn't spend any time together. And then it really, you could see like her willingness to listen to Naruto kind of like ramble on when he had the opportunity. So, and then she really was like, she did kind of like the normal mom thing when she was like fading away, and she was like, hey, don't forget, take care of yourself, eat, find yourself a girlfriend, get some friends, whatever. And she seemed like she was genuinely happy for when Naruto was like finding out about his parents. So it was really nice to see that it wasn't just like a sense of duty that made her like block for Naruto. It was immediately apparent that it was just because like she was a great mom. Like her first motherly instinct was, while I'm dead and bleeding out and dying, go guard my child. That was it was just like next level. I really wish that they had more opportunity to like interact with her. And then even when Naruto was like gushing to his dad, he even was like, make sure you tell mom that I'm taking care of myself, and so on and so forth. And it was like, even for the little bit amount of time that Naruto got to spend with her, he was already like, yeah, I love my mom because she's my mom.
Yeah. It was so good. I love, like Rock said in chat, Naruto getting to meet his parents and have those moments with them was so good.
It felt so like good. At the time that being able to meet the parents was like kind of cheap. Like, how the fuck did you have Chakra just sitting around for 21 years or whatever?
Yeah.
But I was like, you know what? Because these are cool characters and they're fucking dope, I'll allow it.
Exactly. I that's how I felt as well. But the moments were so fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And at least it didn't feel like they weren't fucking resurrected or anything like that. Well, I mean, I guess Minato was later.
Yeah, but I was like, they should have at least brought the other one back too, damn it.
not permanently back. Like they didn't just like, get the Dragon Balls, bring back Naruto's parents. Like, he just got to have those moments to at least see what his parents were like and to let them know that he's okay, because that's what they sacrificed everything to make sure that their son could live. And he's like, look at me, I'm an adult now, or I guess at the time
it was
16.
Extra cool like that happened, because then like you never assumed that his parents would get to see him grown up, and then like his dad does, and it's like that's awesome. And then when he's like, make sure you tell mom that I'm doing great and such, that it was like, you never know, like he could actually have gone back and been like, hey, this is what our son is up to. And I was like, that was kind of like a subconscious blow where it was like, yeah, that could happen. And like that's kind of awesome. I'd love to see more of their dynamic between Kushina and Naruto. And then there was also that filler episode where was it a filler or was it a movie? I can't remember.
It was both.
Where they ended up living, and she was like, she was very overprotective, which seemed like it was a little bit out of character, but that was kind of the point, because the whole world was like inversed. So her being like overprotective it was kind of sweet, but at the same time it was like, we all know that's not what happened. She would have been like, fucking you idiot.
Yeah, but no, again, Kushina is awesome. I wanted to put her on my list, but I didn't want like just corpses just full of my list. Everybody dead.
You
but no,
have
I'm
to, you
glad
gotta
that you
pull
put
her from the grave. We'll never forget the mothers.
But yeah, I know. I thought about it, but I'm glad that you did, because Kushina's awesome, dude. I love Naruto. I know a lot of people give Naruto a lot of shit as an anime, but I fucking love it because there's so many good moments just like that in the show that trump all the filler or all the alien lady at the end of the show shit. Like there's so many good moments. So I'm glad that we can talk about it again. I always have energy and have the wheel to talk about any shonen. I love it.
All right. So what will be your third mother on this wonderful and a Mother's Day podcast?
Oh.
Who's the next dead one?
So, okay, she's not dead.
Oh, you got one that lives.
Yeah, see, I told you I worked hard. So my next mom will be Queen Hilling from fucking, oh my God, what's that a minute? Oh no, my brain. Ranking of Kings, good lord, from Ranking of Kings, right?
The healer,
the queen
lady?
mama, yeah, the healer queen mom, right? So stay with me here, stay with me now. So when you first introduce the Queen Hilling, right? She's like a complete bitch. To
the first thing that comes out of her mouth is making fun of her deaf son.
Because she's like shitting on Bochi, right?
Yeah, like
and
right
again,
in front of him.
I see Duke
right in fucking front of him.
I see Duke saying that she disagrees. I know you disagree with me, but stay with me now. Stay with me now.
I feel like I know where you're going with this, so I'm hearing you out.
Because I was like that as well. I was like, this, fuck you. This bitch.
I said,
like, yeah. Because what she did sucked. Because the way they set her up is just like, oh, she's this evil stepmom. She has her own son with Bochi's dad. And you know, she's like trying to like usurp the throne with her son, and she's like, oh, my son's all great with his weird pointy nose like me, and you suck and you're garbage and you can't do it. Like, get out of here, you're a little idiot,
fucking trash, you belong in the dumpster. Like, that's a great mom right there.
Oh, this fucking sucks. I was like, this is the worst. But then when you get to like kind of like see more of the characters, and learn more about them.
The problem was that the beginning was so like aggressively bad that no matter what she did throughout the rest of the series, I didn't think that she was like doing it to be like good to Boji. It felt like she was trying to like be on a good side instead of like being a good person.
So okay, like again, her beginning is like really fucked up, but her like reasoning of being like, I was concerned that if I didn't do something to stop you, you wouldn't be able to deal with all the really fucked up people in the kingdom, or you wouldn't be able to become king because.
So her first thought is just, man, fuck you, suck, idiot.
I know.
Get the fuck out of my face. Somebody take this kid out of here.
When do you have that realization of like she's trying to do it to protect them? It is fucked up. It's like not the best way to do it.
Yeah,
it
was like
flawed.
she
is flawed.
As the common thing here is that she is human. Like she made a mistake. She made a very bad mistake in the beginning. And then watching the whole thing, she does kind of like come around. But because of how bad it was
terrible.
Yeah, just because of how bad it was really hard to give her any chance. It was like, the first thing I fucking hear you say is, my child is fucking worthless. He can't hear shit. Get him out of my face, stupid child.
I hated her so much, dude. I hated her so much. But then as she get to see like Boji, like show his strength, show his skill, show his confidence, and that he's not like just going to be like this weak kid that everybody's going to take advantage of and then like pretty much use and abuse.
She didn't help him do that though. She stood in his way.
She didn't. Like but he showed her. That's what I liked. And she was just like, oh, wait, I underestimated you
I was
and I
like,
was
but
wrong.
that makes Boji a good character. That doesn't make her a good mom.
Boji is a great character. No, it doesn't make her a good mom, but like,
and her armor is
that,
okay. No way, her armor makes sense though, is because she has to hide all those fucking mana potions. So
yeah. But no, like, and then after that, she supports him and she does everything she can, even if it's sacrificing herself or trying to overheal him, and she cares for him after that. So I get that, like, on the face, what she was doing was terrible, and it was. I'm not trying to make apologies for her, but I do love her interactions with Boji and her kind of like breaking down to him, and then her admitting that she was wrong, and then trying to do everything that she could for him after that. She's not the best mom.
It just to me it just felt like it came too late. Like Boji had already had to overcome all of the issues that she not only did not protect him from, but also kind of instigated. Yeah. So he had like nobody until he was like, basically she was only motherly once he didn't need it. And I was like, you're not. I was like, you kind of learned from your lesson, but you're kind of late. Like you can't just be like, I support you now because he's already proven that he doesn't need the support anymore. It's like too late. Yeah, you didn't do the mom part. So.
She sucked at the beginning, but I really enjoyed her character after the fact, and she was interesting as a character because again, I like characters who aren't just or. I like characters that change. I like characters that can have flaws. I don't. Again, one of the reasons why, as much as people may shit on like Endeavor, I find Endeavor like incredibly interesting as a character because he does suck. He is garbage.
But he is also
like,
not a best dad.
No, 100% not.
Hell no.
And I wouldn't say.
If we get to Father's Day and Endeavor on your list,
oh yeah, throw all
we have
the hot dog water in your kid faces. All the hot dog water. Just eugenics, everybody. But no, like I'm not saying like she's the best mom because she isn't, but she's a really interesting character as far as mothers go.
I will give you an interesting character. I will not give you a good mom.
But I think that she's super duper interesting as a character. Like I really and truly do. Like I really liked Ranking of Kings a ton, and I thought Healing was like really really interesting, and I love her like relationship with Boji as it grows from like this antagonistic shitty relationship to like a more mother and son relationship. And Boji was able to show her and prove her wrong.
I will say that it did feel more of like an organic bond, instead of just like we get along because I'm your mom kind of deal. Because they both had to kind of work at it, but like it still didn't feel like mother.
Yeah, I mean, and then it was nice to be able to like see his actual mom, you know, the giant mother. You know, that was awesome. But yeah, I mean, a lot of the characters in Ranking the King, that's why I kind of like it, because it's art style is deceiving because it looks like a child's storybook or whatever. Like everybody's all cute and rounded and everything like that. And then you got people like Queen Helen, who's like a piece of shit, and you find out about his dad, who's a piece of shit. And like all these other characters, and it's like everything's all fucked up.
Started from the bottom and stayed there.
Yeah, but I really and truly enjoyed it, and I really like Helen as a character. So that's why I put her on this list again. I wanted my list to be a little spicy. I wanted my list to be a little unorthodox. I got
to be the normal guy.
Yeah, shitty moms. This list is changing.
Yeah, I love when my moms fucking suck.
But no, I really do love Helen's character. I love Helen's character a lot. And I like that she gets to change and evolve over the course of the show.
Yeah.
So who is your fourth mom?
All right. I'm going to go with one. There's a lot of controversial talk of this show in the anime sphere right now. I see it all over the place.
I'm supposed to be controversial, not you.
Too late. The character herself is not controversial. The show is supposedly controversial, and to anybody who wants to be like, I mean, I can't believe you like that show. Man, fuck you, the show's good. Zenith Greyrat from Jobless Reincarnation. Rudy is his mom. So
no, she's awesome. But yeah,
she is awesome. As a mom, she does what moms do, which moms should do. That she's she's very like bubbly and like very supportive, and she very much like pushes Rudy to do better. So she's like really good to Rudy. As a mom, she does like a good job of being really supportive, and she's very patient. As Duke says, maybe a little too patient. Actually, I won't even say that that's entirely true, because she was going to leave it was Rudy that talked her around
Out of it,
to like kind of tying it together. So really it was Paul who fucked it up. She was going to leave, and then Rudy was like using his adult brain in a child body was like, I can circumvent everything. This. I can stop this. So she is great as a mom. And then after that fact, she was also, you know, a good like step mom, half mom to the other child. I can't remember the other child's name, but she was good to them too.
Red hair child.
She didn't, from what we could tell, she didn't like pick favorites. She wasn't like, this child's better than this child. She never like disregarded Rudy afterwards either. So
yeah, that whole situation was just weird.
It was quite strange. The whole thing. It was navigated very, very well by somebody who had knowledge that he shouldn't have. But hey, man, we're here. So
it all worked out. But yeah, fuck Paul. He's not going to my best dad's list. He's the worst.
So I will say that was fucked up though. But Paul is still pretty.
Oh, you gonna give me shit about healing? And it'd be like, yeah, my abusive adulterer.
Abusive?
Dad.
What do you mean abusive?
He was about to beat the shit out of Rudy when he found him again.
All right.
I was like, see, the feet on the shoe.
Okay, so if you have Queen what's her name being falling on the list as an interesting character, then Paul will fall as an interesting character on mine.
All right, He's definitely, there we go. Shake my hand. Shake my hand. Shake my hand.
Got my axes. Nice. Actually, I would need the pistol, but Paul is just interesting. I really wanted to see like where he was going. He definitely felt human in the sense that it was like he went down a dark path kind of deal. Yeah. But we're not talking about him right now. We're talking about his wife.
Yeah, I can't believe we got a
we'll talk about that on Father's Day. Come back for the next episode of DNAnime, the Father's episode. But yeah, she like as a mom, like she she dead yet that we know of. Or that at least in the anime we know of. I haven't read the manga, so I don't know. But she did very well raising Rudy, even if he didn't need it. She could already tell that it was like something was abnormal. But then when she had to raise the other two, they did fine. There was no issue with them. So
yeah, they kind of just become the perfect family. It is so weird.
And was banging his maid under the same roof, and he's like, yeah, might be. Yeah, I mean, I definitely will not say that was a good thing. I'm not going to be like, man, he definitely went the correct route there. But in the same vein that Queen What's Her Name is an interesting character, Paul is an interesting character, but in more of a negative aspect. But yeah. I can't wait to see Rudy find his mom, because they haven't found her yet in the anime.
Okay, I'm not up to date, but I'm like, that's the one, like, I get it. Like, I forget the maid's name. Is it like Aisha or something like that? Whatever, redhead maid and her child.
I think Aisha was the daughter. I think Lily was the maid's name. I know like Rudy's full sister is Norn. I know that, but I can't remember the maid's daughter's name or the maid's name. I'm pretty sure the maid's name was Lily, and I'm pretty sure Risha was the daughter.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, like I'm glad that he, you know, bringing his family back together or meeting everybody up. Everybody got separated, but I'm like, his mom is the most important one to me. I was like, find her. She seems so nice, man.
Yeah, I know. Like, and she's like a high level healer too, so it was like this should be top of the list for everybody. But he did get word of God that she was not in danger, which is why he ends up not going after her.
Okay, can we trust God, the old shadow man?
so the reason that he trusts God, although being skeptical, was because of the 4 other words of advices he got from God. They were all successful, although they were. Yeah. They were kind of chaotic, but they were all like, as he said. So he was like, all right, I'm going to listen this time. And if something happens, I'm coming for your head. Then he got anti-soft, and it was...
No, I was like, anti? What kind of magic is that? Yeah, no. Yeah.
But yeah,
probably for the best.
Yeah, so we're going to continue on. And what is your fourth, hopefully alive mother?
I believe she's alive. I got a couple of devils on here, but I believe she's still alive. I don't remember. As I'm blanking on right now, but my next mom will be Azumi Curtis from Fullmetal Alchemist. Oh, dreadhead mama.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of was like a surrogate mother for Ed and Alphonse, but she was also a mother in her own right. very sad story because
She
she
was
lost
like,
her
she
child.
was like the very strict mom. She was
Yeah.
very angry.
But she's so fucking cool, man.
She is pretty
And her,
cool.
yeah, but and her, like, I love her and her husband. I forget her husband's name, but like he's like the big burly dude. The big burly dude, like the beard who has like the brother bond relationship with Armstrong.
Duke saying
And like
that,
my favorite moment.
Duke saying that she thought it was the mom at the beginning. I almost put that on my list.
I was going to put her on the list as well.
Trisha was their mom's name. I was like, when she was not a pile of mush, she was great.
When she wasn't beef jerky, she was awesome. Like, I thought about putting her on the list because she is a great mom. Like, she was trying to foster her children.
She just didn't get enough screen time, and that was the only thing that kept her off the list. Was like I didn't have enough information.
Yeah, she gets hit with the "I'm a mom, I gotta die" disease, and then
she had the side ponytail. That was the issue.
She's like the OG because it's like her is Aaron's mom. There's so many moms with the side ponytail. It's just you're dead. You're dead. Don't do it. Yeah, she did die twice. It was just fucked up because they brought her back and she was just Edward and it all fucked up or whatever she said.
Did she actually come back though? Like, can we say for certain that suffering demonic mush was in fact their mom's soul?
I mean, that's why it's rough because it's just like Ed and Alphonse, they don't know. They don't know what they brought back, but they had to kill it. And then they had to deal with the consequences of the actions.
I mean, but being able to cast alchemy without magic symbols is like, it's totally worth it, right?
Yeah, but you lose your feet and your arm.
Hey, like mother, like son, right?
Shit. But yeah, no, it's fucked up. And then that is also like one of the reasons why I put Izumi on there, because she had that same experience. She tried to bring back her child because she lost her child during birth. And so she tried human transportation and she ended up losing the majority of her fucking organs. You know, so she was always coughing blood, but she was so fucking cool. She also was able to do alchemy, but without having to draw the symbols and everything like that. And she was awesome. She trained Ed and Alphonse to fight, protect themselves. She was always around whenever they needed her. She was very strict and very much a hard ass. But I just love her. She's super fucking cool. She's awesome. She's strong, like legitimately in the world. She's a powerhouse to deal with. Like people know her. Yeah. Even though her and her husband, they just kind of like live on this island or whatever away from everything.
Over there, but we don't mess with them because they will rip our heads off.
Yeah, they were fucking shit up. So I was just like, you know, it's awesome. And her husband, who I forget his name, but he's like the giant arm, like burly dude who him and Armstrong just kind of become brothers because they can punch shit very hard. Like it's awesome, man. Like she's so fucking cool. And she's essentially Ed and Al's mom, and then Winry's grandmother is pretty much their grandma. And it's like this weird little like found family that all comes together and everybody fits their little role together, and it's awesome. Like Fullmetal Alchemist is so good, dude. So good. And that's why I wanted to put Izumi on there, because she's just fucking sick. And she's alive, to my knowledge. I don't remember what happens later in the show. I can't remember right now, but I believe she survives. I don't remember.
I don't think she lived.
Oh no. I just remember her coughing blood all the fucking time. And I was like, no.
I remember her like finding out that her like child that she found was like not actually her child. Like she revived the wrong child or something.
Yeah.
But she was like sick the whole time, and I don't remember her at the end of the series. Pretty sure she was out of commission at that point. Maybe the manga has like more information on it. But I don't remember them ever specifically saying that she dies, but they never really confirmed that she lived either. But you know, it could be anything.
Oh wait. Oh well, okay. It's in the fucking movie from the original series, The Conqueror Shambhala. I don't know if it's canon or not, because that movie is a continuation from the original anime series that deviates from the manga. So she passes away from illness in Conqueror Shambhala.
Yes. Okay, that makes sense.
So maybe that's why we think. But I don't know.
It's canon to me.
So she might be alive. She might be alive. I mean, the original series and Conqueror Shambhala were really, really good. But in my heart of heart, in my head canon, I don't care. I'm not gonna read nothing else. She's alive to me, damn it. It's still real to me.
You can't take her away. Ed still needs her. She needs to stick around till Ed and Winry get married.
Oh my god. One of my favorite moments is him proposing to Winry.
Like so
Such
awkwardly.
A cool thing. So awkwardly, but like, yeah, I was just because around that time
He's
when I watched
like,
Full Metal
he
Alchemist.
had to be such a fucking nerd about it, where he was like,
give
"Law
half of my
equivalent
life."
exchange. I'll give you half of my life if you give me half of yours." I was like, "That's cringe as fuck, dude."
I loved it,
but it was
I
so
loved
good.
It.
It was like,
I
it was
loved
so
it.
on. It was so like, it was so him.
But that's what was like. It was so good, especially in that era when I was a teenager. I was watching a bunch of harem anime, and then nobody ever gets together and do anything. And then you watch a Full Metal Alchemist, was like one of the best, if not the best, manga or anime. And then he gets with Winry like this whole time. He actually gets with her. Awesome. But yeah, and that's all from everything that Ed learned from Azumi Curtis, not beef jerky mama.
That's fucked up, man. How could you say that?
His actual mom was so awesome. But yeah, you know, you don't wear a side ponytail, ladies. If you learn anything from the podcast, do not put your ponytail on the side or whatever. Don't do it. It's a death flag.
Winry did like kind of fall into the same category as like Izumi did, though, so it made sense why Ed was like got along with Winry so well, because of like not only were they childhood friends, but Winry was very outspoken, like Izumi was. Maybe not quite as bad, but she definitely always said like what needed to be said, and she wasn't afraid to like she didn't sugarcoat anything. So Izumi laid like a really good groundwork, and then that was just like comfortable for Ed. So then that made sense that they ended up going together.
Yeah, like again, not a mom, but Winry is like an awesome character. I love Winry. She got a cool ass name, Winry Rockbell. Fucking awesome. And sad story with her parents. But anyway, that's my fourth one. Vix, what is your next anime mama?
To the last mother of the list. This will be my second mother figure. I don't really know what her like her position was. She like kind of became the foster mom from Oshinoko Miyako Saito. I fucking butchered that name. The girl that they like tricked into thinking that God was speaking as messengers through the children. I don't know if you've seen Oshinoko or not.
I haven't seen it.
In like the first episode, this girl, or this mom to be, she's like the secretary for this idol startup company, and she's like about to try to do something really bad and like cheat on her husband or whatever, and then like the MC reincarnated into the baby was like acting like he was chosen as a messenger of God, so that he was telling her these things. That's how the babies could speak fluently. But it was just him and his like sister, who were both reincarnated into their twin bodies.
Wait, is this the anime with the like glow stick dance thing?
Yeah.
Oh, I always see. Wait, they're reincarnated.
Yeah. So the MC, his name is Aqua, and he is like the main guy. And then as they find out that his like sister is also reincarnated, so there was like two people from his time that were reincarnated into the children of the idol that they admired. So they were like, the connection was like fucked up, because it was like the idol was pregnant, so she went to the hospital, and the doctor that took care of her he died before the pregnancy, or before she delivered. So when he died, he was then the one delivered through her.
Oh,
so
what the heck?
So yeah, it's fucked up. But the idol, who is the actual mom, she's not the worst mom ever, but she's not like the best, because
she's not Queen Healing, but
yeah, like she did her best, like she did what she could. But it was the secretary who got tricked into thinking that they were messengers of God. Pretty sure she didn't actually fall for that. At least not the whole time. But once their mom did actually die, she took over. Like, she stepped up. There was no hesitation. As soon as it happened, she was like, "Me and you're with me now." Like, no hesitation. She's like, "I've known you since you were literally born. I will be not your mom, because I will never be your mom, but I will take care of you." And she while didn't get a whole lot of screen time, whenever she was on screen, she was very like supportive, but also like real a lot of the time. Like, you could do this, but it's not likely that you could do this. So I think she just did a good job of like filling in the gap that they potentially needed. And like Aqua's a little dark, but he kind of has an otherworldly like vendetta that you couldn't really, you can't really like raise out of somebody. So
wait, otherworldly. Wait, the person that killed him.
So it's actually not the person that killed him. It was the person that killed his mom that he was reincarnated through. So when he was like reborn, she was murdered, and then he was like full dark mode from there. It was like he even says that he's like I'm gonna kill this dude and my life will be over at that point, but I don't even care. That guy is dead. He's like, if I ever find out who that is, if I find out that man is dead on the spot, and then so am I.
I would have never thought that, because all I've ever seen in this anime is them at the concert as kids, and he's like doing the fucking glow stick thing.
Yeah.
And then she joins in with him, I guess his reincarnated sister.
Yeah.
And then they both start doing it all crazy.
Yep. And then the one that's like really ecstatic about it, that's his biological mom that he was reborn through.
Oh, okay. So, what the fuck?
Yeah, she's
legally never guessed this plot.
Yeah, Saito is legally their mother, but she's like, I know I'll never like take your mom's spot, nor am I trying to, but
yeah, you
are children and you need a guardian, so I will do that. Mm-hmm. So she did good. She didn't do anything like spectacular. She didn't do anything like next level or whatever, but she did what she had to do. That's like the important part. She gave the affection that she needed. She gave reassurance. She was supportive. She was real. Very, very like solid anchor for kids growing up. But that's why I put her on the list, was just because she, while not their actual mom, was the like emotional anchor that they needed to get through that time. And she did it well. All things considered. Maybe God had a hand in the matter.
Maybe.
Speaking through the children. But
dude, I need to watch this anime now. This sounds fucking wild.
So that's all the first episode, by the way.
What?
So the first episode is I think 80 minutes long.
That's a whole ass movie.
Yeah, it's a whole movie. But it's a roller coaster. After the first episode, it chills out a lot. But it is still good, but for a different reason after the first episode. Yeah.
We doing a movie night. I gotta get into this.
Yeah. So it was good. That was the episode that everybody was saying was gonna make it the next Full Metal Alchemist killer or whatever. They were like, this first episode is so fucking crazy. There's no way that it's not going to be #1. And then like after episode 1, it just like falls down in the charts because nothing can ever beat Full Metal. So
yeah. I don't understand that. I guess it's just like, we just want to see what could be better than this. But there's so many people just being like, we got to find the next Full Metal Alchemist killer. It's going to be Attack on Titan. It's going to be this. It's going to be that. It's like, just enjoy the fucking show you watching.
But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's my last one. So let's hear it. Let's finish off strong here. Let's hear what you got.
My last one, I highly doubt you even thought about this, but this will be kind of in a similar vein. It is a found family member, because as the author of this anime and manga stated in the interview, others are the opposite of adventure. We're going to be talking about One Piece, and the mother that I want to talk about is Dadan from One Piece, who is the surrogate mother essentially for Luffy and Ace. So to give you a little, I mean, you watch One Piece, right? So you probably know Dadan. So I
watched the first like 500, and then I read up to the caught up, but I don't remember Luffy's mom being spoken of.
They really don't like. Well, I mean, Dadan. I'm gonna break it down for you. You'll probably remember. So Dadan is like the leader of these mountain bandits on the island that Luffy is, on, that's raised on. Because Garp was just like, hey, Luffy, this is where your dad from. You here? Hey, Dadan, these mountain bandits raised my grandson. Bye. And he just fucks off. So all these mountain bandits that I guess he kind of like were just like, hey, don't do nothing bad or I'll beat your ass. But he just like, here, raise my grandson. And the Don pretty much became Luffy's mother and Ace's mother as well. And there's so many fun moments in like little flashback episodes of One Piece where just like Luffy, Ace, and then eventually when they bring him up, Sabo, are all like living on the island together in the East Blue. And they're just doing shit. And there's like really funny moments of the Don trying to be his mother. But she's like this rough and tough giant like mountain bandit woman. But she raised and cared for Luffy so much. In the moment that she's so in typical old fashion.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I'm like, I do not remember this bitch at
You
all.
don't remember? Okay, but then you gotta remember this moment. So, as you guys know, if you watch One Piece, one of the big emotional moments in One Piece is, this is gonna be a spoiler alert for One Piece, is Ace's passing. So when Ace dies in the anime after Luffy fails to save him, in all honesty, it's kind of Ace's fault, but he died for the honor of his dad, Whitebeard. That moment was so good. Well, not good in the sense I was like, oh, I have so much fun, I'm so hyped. But like, Ace was so cool. Like when you first meet Ace, he's like Luffy's older brother who's protecting him. He has a Logia, which at the beginning of One Piece is just like, oh, Logias are like really overpowered fruit abilities because you can't hit them, you can't touch them. You know, so he's like Luffy's older brother who's a cool pirate going all over the world trying to be like this awesome guy. And he's like, he rides on like this little like ski-doo that he powers by his own fire fruit power. Like it's like Ace is so sick. When Luffy loses him, it mentally destroys Luffy. And then you have like pretty much like after the Paramount War happens or whatever, like you have this whole series of manga chapters and episodes that kind of go around seeing how it affects other people in the world. And you see the Don reading a newspaper and finding out Ace is dead. And she's just like heartbroken because she raised Ace and she raised Luffy and she knows that is going to kill Luffy. And then the moment that was like such a big moment was when Garp comes back to kind of confront the Don, because he's like, I wasn't able to protect Ace. And the moment there where the Don sees Garp and just starts beating the shit out of Garp. Like she tackles him to the ground and she just starts pummeling him. She was like, you were there. I know how strong you are. You should have been able to protect them and you did nothing. And she's just like wailing on Garp, and Garp is just there taking it. He doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. He's just taking the punches. And you see the camera goes up because it's focused on her fist hitting Garp's face. And it pans up and she's just breaking down crying while she's punching him. And she's just destroyed. And you know the Don, she's like tough. You know, she's like this giant woman or whatever. And she just breaks down and she was like, you were supposed to protect them. Think about what this is going to do to Luffy, and you failed them, and you know how hard to hit Garp, and you know how hard it was for him. And a lot of people, you know, there's been a whole debate in the One Piece community for a while. They're like, did Garp do the right thing? Because he chose to let Luffy knock him out, and he wasn't there to save Ace when he needed him versus fucking Sakazuki. So that moment was like awesome, and it showed how much she loved and cared about Luffy and Ace. And you get more and more like of them growing up with the Don as well. Like she became their mother and she raised them and she loves them so much. So whenever Luffy shows up in the newspaper, she's always there proud of Luffy. You know, she beat the ever shit out of Garp, even though he's like one of the strongest people on the planet. You know, she was like, you fucking failed them and you got to pay some way. And that was her way of kind of like making him repent for his failure as a grandfather. It was a really, really awesome moment in One Piece because that death hit. Like, it's a joke in the One Piece community that no one dies. Like, you can take a nuke to the forehead and you'll be fine. But Ace's death held weight until they found the secret third brother, Sabo, who's kind of like Ace, but not really.
And it was like backwards, where it's like you thought he was dead the whole time, and then he came back to life, and you're like,
yeah, and then he got Ace's powers, and then he's just Ace. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. It still won't undercut Ace's death because that shit was awesome. And one of my favorite moments is 100% the Don just beating the shit out of Garp. Like, I was just like, oh my God. Because you get like little bits and pieces of the Don. But
I vaguely remember that scene, but like,
it's so good.
I don't remember it that much. Like, I do remember, like, I looked up the Don. I don't really remember her. But
I mean, you only see her like in little bits and pieces.
Yeah,
and then like the filler episodes that kind of like
there's an image of her like when she's beating the shit out of Garp, and I was like, okay, that looks familiar. And I'm like, I know I've seen it, but it does not come back to me when I'm looking at these. So, you know?
Yeah, I mean, she doesn't get a lot of screen time. She's not an important character. She just is Luffy's mom, essentially, that Garp
Trying to say
kinda just
Luffy's
like, "Hey,
mom
Rick."
isn't important? That's fucked up, man.
No, 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 no. I'm just saying she doesn't get a lot of screen time because Oda doesn't really care about the parents.
Nobody
Like,
cares about the parents. That's why they're all dead right now. That's why this
that's
list
the
was
thing.
hard.
I was like, the list was very hard because the parents don't get screen time like that. And I have a couple of other. I'll go through my honorary mentions because I made a list of 10. I was like going crazy. But in One Piece as well, I put Belmere, who was essentially Nami's and Nojiko's mother, who dies. I think Arlong shoots her in the fucking face. She was awesome as
Oh
well.
yeah, Nami's mom. Yeah.
Yeah. I have her on the list. Like Bear Mirror's awesome.
Yeah, she
Like,
was
there's a lot of
definitely.
good
I think.
mothers, but
Yeah,
they
she was
all
definitely really
died.
good.
Like they like Robin's mom, Olivia. Like she was awesome. She was just Robin with white hair, but she fucking eats shits and dies.
Damn.
Ace's mom, Pork Gas D, she dies. She's just like, I'm going to save my son. My son is the child of the pirate king. So I'm going to hold him in my womb for 2 years or whatever. It's like something insane. Like she keeps Ace in
That's
her
not
like
a real thing that can
2 years.
happen.
They were like, we're going to find all the children that's born within this time period, and we're going to find your child. And she's like, I will keep him in the room. And doing that kills her. And I'm just like, damn.
You
the
don't
sacrifice.
say.
But you're like, I can't give this big baby out of me. But yeah, Oda does not like moms. But yeah, no. The Dom is awesome, dude. She's fucking awesome. Like seeing that side of her like just being like so distraught over Ace's death was like awesome. Like it's such a good moment that lives in my head in One Piece. I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm like trying to scroll through my list to see if there was any like standout.
Oh, I throw a couple
Animes.
more in there. I throw a couple more. So we also got Lisa from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. Joseph's mom, again, in typical anime fashion, there was a weird moment where Joseph was trying to look at her in the tub and shit because he didn't know it was her mama, or he didn't know that was his mom. She was just training him. And I was just like, oh, what the fuck?
You should have
But
just kept that one off the list. She's cool
I
and
know,
all,
well,
but
that's why I didn't put her. That's when we went to 5. I was like, all right, I'm not gonna say her. But Lisa's cool as hell. She got a cool design with the red scarf. She was training her son and trying to like make him strong enough to fight the fucking Pillar Men. The Pillar Men is also villains. Like Lisa is sick. On my other list, all right, I'm gonna do another one. Boma, obviously. Yes, like Nova said, to be fair, his mom is hot. He didn't know.
yeah.
The whole thing was like Haman. Yeah. Haman makes you age like slowly, so like she's not as old, like she's like the same age as him, and he didn't know. But yeah, him trying to perv and like peek on her in the bathtub, I was like, all right, Joseph, what the fuck, man? But he is kind of a piece of shit because he ends up like
him not know.
he's married, him not know. But then like he also like cheats on his wife with fucking Jotaro's mom, who I was gonna put on the list as well because Jotaro, I forget what his mom's name is, but she's cool, even though she doesn't really do too much other than get stand sickness and almost die. But anyway. Oh wait, no. That's not. Well, that's anyway. Whatever. JoJo's weird. Then I had Belmere, obviously. I also had Mito Freaks. I don't even know if Freaks is her last name. Is she related to Gon? Josuke. There we go. Thank you. I was getting things mixed up. But yeah, Mito from Hunter x Hunter, who pretty much raised Gon once Jing left the village or whatever. I thought she was an awesome mom figure. She cared for Gon so much and then took care of him. Like Rhodes said, Chi-Chi. I was gonna put Chi-Chi on there, even though younger me hated her because she kept me like, I want you to fucking be a scholar, Gohan. I want you to be a cool fighting man.
Yeah, I was like,
But,
she was just annoying.
Which I mean, it makes sense. It's like your dad can go
Yeah,
fight all
in
the
a
evil
real life
aliens.
setting, if there were
Yeah.
aliens that were trying to murder everybody on the Earth, you would probably not want your child involved in that. So realistically, it makes sense. But isn't she like married to the Demon King or whatever?
Well, no, her dad is the Ox King.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. But I don't know.
You should have known that was inevitable.
Yeah. But yeah, Goku did slap the shit out of her when he was Super Saiyan. He was like, I don't know, my own strength slapped through the house. But you know, Chi-Chi is awesome. Like I love Chi-Chi. Younger me was always mad because I was like, why are you trying to make this man study? I don't like to study. And I was a kid at the time.
Just let him kick ass like his dad. Come on, man.
Yeah. And then as an adult, I'm rewatching like the Saiyan saga and like Frieza saga. And like, Gohan gets his neck snapped. Like he gets his neck broken.
What?
And he's literally he's on the ground like twitching. And then Goku's just like, here, eat. Like his neck is like they say it, his neck is broken. And then Goku arrives and he's like, here's the sensu bean. And he eats sensu bean. He's like, because his eyes are like whited out as well. And he eats the sensu bean and his eyes come back. And he's just like, "Oh, father." And I was
You
like,
good?
this 4-year-old kid got his neck broken.
He knows what it's
reading
like to be
books.
dead at 4 years old.
Yeah, like he's literally on the ground, unconscious, neck broken, like his head's almost turned around. And I'm just like, Goku's like, "Eat this bean, boy. All right, you all good." I was just like,
You good? You good? All right,
"You
get
good?
up.
You
Back
good?"
at
Wipe that shit off. He'll rub some spit in it, but he'll rub some dirt in it.
Rub some dirt on
Yeah,
it. It'll be all right.
yeah. But that's why instead of Chi-Chi, I did put Bulma, because Bulma is awesome. Like future Bulma, bad timeline Bulma was awesome. Her trying to like be the hope to save and sending Trunks back to save everybody, even though it didn't affect their reality. Like, I don't know, that self-sacrificing is always cool to me as a character trait. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna give up everything to make sure that everybody else is good. Also put Sachiko, the mother from the main character in Erased. I just thought she was cool. Like, she
Oh.
looked cool. I loved her.
I got two. One of them I can't really remember the name of. Thorfinn's mom from Vinland Saga.
Yeah.
I'll honorable mention her because she doesn't get like any screen time.
Yeah,
When
his sister does
Thorfinn
more.
is at home, she's great.
Mhm.
When Thors dies, and he just like up and leaves, like she doesn't really get to do anything about it. He just fucking dips. So
Yeah. It's medieval times.
Erased. I don't
She
even
just did
remember
that.
the mom in Erased, to be completely honest. I don't remember much about
It's
Erased.
been a while. I thought she was cool. She was like very smart, because I think she ends up, spoiler alert for the first episode of Race, she ends up getting shot and dying, I believe.
Right off the bat, taken out.
Yeah, right off the bat. But she was like, because they go into like a convenience store, if I remember correctly, and she's just like, something about this not right, because she's like an investigative journalist, and so she's just like picking up on different things in the situation, and she's trying to like get them out of the situation, because it's like her and main character Race. And she's like, all right, we gotta go. And then all this shit's going down. And she ends up getting murdered. And then, obviously tries to go back in the past to save all the stuff that happens. And he gets to see his mom as like, a younger woman when he's a kid. And she's like so intuitive with like all the stuff that's going on. And she's like not too invasive, because she doesn't know like her son came back from the future to save girl or whatever. But she like is helping him out, because like her motherly instincts are like, hey, I need to help my son. I don't know what exactly is going on, but he's my child. And this seems important to him. So I want to help him out. And then she pretty much is like a mother to the girl who's being abused, who, dies or whatever. She's like trying to help her out in the whole situation. It's super fucked up. Really enjoyed the race. The ending just kind of fucking sucked shit. But I loved the race so much. Like, I was so into Erase, and his mom was fucking cool as hell. It was awesome.
So my other one, and I can't believe I skimmed over this and didn't say this, because this probably would have been in my top 5 if I had noticed it. From The Faraway Paladin, Mary. You probably didn't watch it. It kind of felt like it flew under the radar, but at the beginning of The Faraway Paladin, the MC's like reincarnated, but he's raised by like 3 undead. And one of them was like the greatest warrior. One of them was like the greatest, I think she was a healer, which was the mother figure. And then one of them was the greatest wizard. And so the 3 of them like raised him until he was 16, I think, like 12, 16. And then he leaves, and she essentially like dissipates to the god of the dead, and she like just goes away. The only one left is the uncle. But she does, like, she's a very motherly zombie. All right. So she's like held together by the echoes of her god, basically. And every day she has to like go back to the altar, and she prays to her god so that her god will like allow her to maintain form so that she can continue to raise the MC. His name's Will. And she does that like every day. And when he's like 8 or 9 or something, he gets into the altar and he tries to figure out like what she does. And basically when she prays, even though she's like undead, she still has to eat, but she also has to get food for Will. So she prays for food from her god, and then she's given like bread and whatnot so that she can feed Will, who is a human who's alive. So but she's very, very gentle. She does a lot of like, she just like holds him all the time. She like shows him out into the world that is new to him. They don't know that he's reincarnated at the beginning, but he does tell them before he leaves. And like they raised him to be like a good person. He
Mhm.
it just like ends up that he's like also strong, but they were more focused on being a good person, and they did very familial things to like really solidify that like you this is like how you get along with people is you just like be a good person and good things will come essentially.
Yeah. That sounds cool. I think I heard about this anime because I think like I remember people talking about like, hey, he's raised by fucking like skeletons and stuff like that or
Yeah.
whatever. And I was like, oh, that sounds interesting, but I
It
didn't
was
end up
like
watching it.
the animation in the first season was pretty good. Like the first season of animation like really sold me when Will had to like do a fight. I was like, wow, that was slick as fuck. I'm surprised nobody's talking about this. And then the second season came and it was much more like chill for the most part until the end. And then they had like this epic battle. And I was like, man, fucking twice. Nobody talking about this twice. Good show.
Yeah, I haven't heard anything
Definitely
about it.
recommend it. The oh yeah, undead mommy basically. She's great.
I might actually check that out. But yeah, that's my full list. I think I went through everybody on my list. Yep, I did.
Yup.
So that is
And
everybody, but you at home can drop your favorite mothers from anime, alive and or dead, or a surrogate mother, in the comments of the YouTube channel. You can, if you're on the audio podcast side, you can leave it in your review of the podcast if you're enjoying the podcast. If you give us a review on the podcast, a 5-star review if you would like to, that does help the searchability of the podcast on Spotify and or Apple Podcasts or any of your audio podcast services that you're using. The reviews do help us out a lot so that other people can get in on the conversation and get in on listening to the best, I'm saying it now, the best anime podcast on the planet. But yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for listening today. We wanted to do something special today to talk about the mothers, the mother figures who raise the main characters or are just very pivotal in the main character's life, and just like our own mothers were. So thank you guys so much for listening to the DNAnime podcast. This is episode 8. We will be back next week with another amazing episode. So if you're watching us on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit everything.
click on
Just
that bell to enable
now.
notifications.
Yeah, do it all. I hope you guys enjoy the podcast. We will catch you guys next week. Thank you guys so much.
Thanks everybody for hanging out with us for this podcast. We managed to keep it into a reasonable time frame this time. I figured that it would be about a good time frame if we just did a 10 list because our 2 5s were about good. So
Yeah.
Sora came on back just in time. Jack the Grim, welcome on in. It's been a while
Have
since
a
you got
good night, miss.
since you hang out with us. Thanks for popping in. Appreciate you.
Yeah, we got to get back on My Hero. My Hero.
Oh yeah. We're about to wrap it up here. We're gonna send everybody on over to Crow. Is probably gonna go back to some Yu-Gi-Oh, I'm guessing.
No, I'm probably going in stream.
Oh really? All right, fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I would keep going, but today's kind of rough for me. But I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed the Yu-Gi-Oh and are excited for the next tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed the podcast.
I was here for 2 hours.
Yeah.
We appreciate you, Sora.
But yeah, again, I won't go into it too much, but I did lose my mom at the end of 2018. So today's normally kind of rough for me. But I did want to do the podcast, and I did want to push through on stream today. But I'm just gonna go chill for the rest of the night. But I appreciate you guys being here, genuinely. I just realized that earlier you talk about moms. Yeah, no, I mean it's been what 5 years, but it still sucks. But I appreciate all of you guys so much. And again, like Nova just said, I know how you feel. Again, you're not alone, man. And that's kind of why I wanted to stream anyway, because I know that there are people that are out there who lost a parent as well, whether your father or your mother or just anybody important in your life. Man, it's nice to know that you're not alone. It's one of the things that really helped me. So I want to do the podcast so I could be here as a little, again, that's one of the reasons why I stream, to be a respite from, all the nonsense of real life. That's why I don't really I don't take streaming super seriously. I just have fun and tell dumb jokes and chill. But so I went live anyway. But no, I appreciate it. I appreciate you, Vix, for being here. I appreciate all you guys hanging out with us. We're slowly but surely building the podcast up, and it's taking a lot of time, and it's taking a lot of effort from me and Vix. But I'm happy that Vix is meeting me halfway with everything with the podcast, and honestly exceeding like everything that I'm doing. Like he does so much shit for the podcast, it's insane. So I appreciate all you guys being here. I hope you guys are enjoying the podcast. I want to keep doing them. I have so much fun being able to sit down and talk about anime. But yeah, I'm gonna call it. I would keep going, but I don't know why the fuck. I mean, it's Georgia, so I'm not surprised. But it's hot as hell in my apartment, and I just wanna unwind tonight. So I'm gonna be marathoning some Don Machi so I can get to the second part because I'm fucking loving the
Nice.
show.
Good choice.
I will
Drink some
drink some
water.
water.
Ugh.
I'm trying not to fucking get all emotional, but yeah, I appreciate you guys so much. And if you guys are going through it as well, take time for yourself. So one of my main things is that you got to be selfish. Take care of yourself, Nova. Take care of yourself, everybody. I hope you guys who have your parents still around. I hope you guys had a blast with them today and you cherish them. And I hope you guys had a wonderful Mother's Day. I will catch you guys tomorrow for Metal Gear Solid, and we're gonna find somebody to read. And I will drink some water.
My friends list is fucking empty. There's literally nobody on.
Sunday is a day. That's why I stream on Sundays rather than Saturdays. Even though now I stream on Saturdays as well. Most people stream on Sundays.
It is literally just you. And Ferret Software. You want to rate a bunch of ferrets? You guys want to go over to Ferret Software?
Ferret, who is that?
Ferret Software it's pirate softwares. Like, it's literally just the ferrets. Basically, what he does is he just has he's got the camera set up to look at the cage, and as ads play, the ad revenue pays for the ferret food.
Okay. Oh, hey, that's good. You feed the ferrets. I thought about doing not something like that, but something for Shelly to just get her. Like when I was looking for like a little house.
24-hour Shelly stream. Let's go.
She's outgrown her like coconut, and I'm sad because she loves sleeping on that thing, but she's gotten so big, so I got to get her like a new home. And I bought her one, but her back's too wide to fit under it, so I was like, I gotta get her another one. She needs a bigger like.
Growing too fast.
She's
so
getting
fast.
big, dude. Because I saw an old picture of her when Val first got her, and she's like literally the size of my palm, like this small. And now she's bigger than pretty much like she's as big as my hand essentially. And I got a pretty decent sized hand, so she's
little
big.
Gray cat was like that too. He was small enough to stand in my hand, and now that's like half his rib cage. I'm like, God damn, someone got big as fuck.
They grow up so fast. All right, so I'm trying to think because I wanted to raid, I guess Mimi. Mimi's live. Ears of Justice. I'm gonna start a Sue screen. I vamped for 6 minutes, 45 seconds. I can rate Ears. Ears is playing Final Fantasy X.
Ears.
One of let's rate Ears. I haven't rated him in a while. He's back to streaming. We're gonna rate over the Ears of Justice. Wrestling moment. Yeah, he hasn't been live for a while, but he's been back. I think he came back during one of the pay-per-views. So it's good to see the brother band back on Twitch. He's playing Final Fantasy X, one of the best Final Fantasies. But yeah, thank you guys so much.
I'm not going. He gets the green screen of doom, Nova.
I know Nova. Nova was like, I didn't even think he could do that for that kind of like. Well, how does Square Enix fix an old ass game? He was like,
only Nova can break everything under the sun.
Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate all the support. I fucking love streaming, and I will be back tomorrow. I'll catch you guys then. I'm gonna hit this raid button so we can start in 10 seconds.
We all gonna stare at each other lovingly for the rest of the time.
Yes. Again, happy. Hey, that's not really making a heart. Anyway. Oh wait, let's do a Vic.
There.
There we go. Out there for all of you guys. We got to move our little ovals together, make them touch tips. But anyway, I'll see you.
Just meld them together into the heart.
Whatever.
Right.
We'll do some.
We're going over to Ears now that we've done the cringe shit. Get out of the way. We're gonna head on over to Ears. I hope everybody has a good night. Take it easy. I'll see everybody back on Tuesday. Crow coming back tomorrow for Metal Gear Monday, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Everybody be ready. Go give Ears some love. Peace out, everybody.
What the fuck? That's awesome.